It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, just Sarah Foreheads today. Ethan is off, so I'm flying solo. Not my favorite thing to do, but he will be back tomorrow. Fear not. I do have some news for you this morning. A federal judge says Marco Dennis will stay locked up. You might remember he is the owner of Plaza Towers in Springfield. He has been in big trouble with law enforcement for domestic assault and illegally possessing firearms. Dennis initially posted a $150,000 bond on the state's multiple domestic abuse charges, kidnapping and tampering charges, but he remained jailed on federal gun charges. So he posted bond on state, but remained jailed on federal. But since he has the financial means to flee the country, the federal judge denied him being able to bond out this time. A Missouri cold case that has long been cold is now potentially solved, at least headed in that direction, it looks like. A 69-year-old man was just arrested for a murder that happened in 1989. The old cold case was kind of given new life, if you will, in 2020. They reopened it then, thinking that new technology could help them. And it did. It led to the arrest of Wesley Marler being connected to that crime. He is being held on a $500,000 bond. A 23-year-old man from Camdenton is locked up for running from police and in so doing causing an officer to get into a car crash and pass away. We told you about Officer Felicia Carson, who was killed over the weekend while chasing Christopher Waymeyer. Well, under a new law, it is now a Class A felony. So of the highest kind, to flee from a police officer who's trying to stop you and go on to cause a crash that causes injury or, in this case, death. Investigators say Carson's police cruiser began to skid during that chase. She went off the road, hit a tree, and the vehicle caught fire. Waymeyer crashed his car shortly thereafter, and he was arrested by some other officers. Officer Carson had a husband and 6 children. She was 33 years old. Her funeral is tomorrow. All right, voters, heads up. We will be voting on a casino going in at Lake of the Ozarks. It initially was thought to have failed to get enough signatures to make it onto the ballot, but it was challenged. So then they went back through, and sure enough, they have been verified. There are enough signatures. Now, this is called Amendment 5. The Osage River Casino is being pushed by a group that wants to build a casino that would compete with the Osage Nation Casino, which is in the same area. So that will be Amendment 5. Also, legalizing sports betting, which is a separate issue, similar but different. That will also be voted upon. That will be called Amendment 2. So 2 of the very big issues, along with many others that will certainly be driving the polls in November. All right, the Missouri Hemp Trade Association has filed a lawsuit against the Department of Health and Senior Services over what they called a ban on containing psychoactive ingredients made from industrial hemp. The suit is alleging that the DHSS is outside of its boundaries with this new rule. They also claim that Missouri residents chose not to regulate hemp products, and so they can't do this. Governor Parson announced the executive order, though, in early August. So we shall see how that plays out in court. All right, along that topic, but a little different, another cannabis recall is underway that brings the total number of marijuana products that are currently being recalled up to 175,000. That is a lot. This is according to the regulators of the substance. Now, most of the products were made by Blue Sky Health and Wellness, which runs a facility between Columbia and St. Louis. Now, here's what's interesting. Apparently, it's not that anyone has necessarily gotten sick from the products. It's that the products were apparently not properly input into the state's tracking system. So therefore, they potentially were not tested. So they don't know if they meet the regulations or not. Anyway, that is happening, but make sure if you have any of those products, you can return them to that manufacturer, Blue Sky. but be careful because apparently not everything has been checked for standards. All right, this is a bit of a oopsie. There is some new concrete on I-44 between Rolla and St. James eastbound, but apparently there's an 8-mile stretch where that new concrete is not up to snuff, and that's a problem. Inspectors say the quality isn't where it should be, so they need it corrected, which means more time for drivers to slow down and watch out. MoDOT is having the contractor come up with a plan to get it fixed. We don't have any word yet, though, on how long that will take. Springfield universities, especially the private and the Christian types, are doing very well right now with enrollment. Evangel University's enrollment is up about 4.8% over last year. That's great. At Mission University, which used to be Baptist Bible College, BBC, their enrollment is up by about 50 students, and Drury's is up by about 10 new students over last year. All of those numbers, honestly, impressive because a lot of colleges across the country are actually going down in enrollment, but those three have gone up. So that's exciting for them. All right, Bass Pro Shops is expanding once again, this time in Lansing, Michigan. This will be Bass Pro's 6th store in Michigan, and its 173rd location within the United States and Canada. The Lansing store is set to open early 2026. All right, it looks like Mizzou football is headed in the right direction. If you are a Mizzou fan, good times for you. They are now sitting at number 9 in the latest AP poll, so cracking into the top 10. That's exciting. Mizzou beat Murray State last Thursday, 51-0. How about that spanking? This gives the SEC 5 teams in the top 10. Georgia remains at number 1, Ohio State number 2, and Texas at number 3. And again, Mizzou at number 9. So that's very exciting for them. All right, we want to remind you about our Branson Bowl. Speaking of football, we are giving away Chiefs tickets once again. We already had a winner for the first week. Now we are on week 2 of the Branson Bowl, and that is where you go to aroundtheozarks.com, click on contest, and then go down to the Branson Bowl. You will need the keyword scenic. You're going to need the word to type it in, and then you can win tickets to the September 15th Chiefs home game against the Bengals. It's being played at Arrowhead, so mark your calendar, September 15th. Somebody's got to win the tickets. You will also win some official vacation destination custom gear because Branson is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Ozarks, Around the Ozarks News official vacation destination. Isn't that fun? So you can get some official gear for that. Go to the ball game September 15th. Somebody's got to win. So play the Branson Bowl and just know that we will be picking a winner on Thursday, tomorrow, and then we will announce it on Friday morning. So tune in Friday morning, figure out who wins, and make sure that you get signed up in time for us to pick the winner. So again, keyword scenic. Tune in, tell your friends, somebody's got to win. It's so fun. And we are so thankful for your listenership and for your viewership of Around the Ozarks News. Ethan, again, will hopefully be back tomorrow. That is the plan. So Lord willing, he'll be here. He is the better half of this show because he's hilarious. So tune in tomorrow. We will see you then. Thank you so much for watching today. And I hope you have a really good day. See ya.